Female greed has always been a common stereotype, but I never thought that my ex Linda would turn out to be the same as those plastic dolls you see clinging to the rich. It all started out the same as in any other relationship. My dear woman, I will love you forever. And we were happy, but gradually everything started to change. Times seemed to be changing for money. She was constantly talking about expensive vacations. She wanted a new phone every year, and she was living beyond her means. We both worked. Money was never really a problem. We always had cheese and sausage in the fridge, and we didn't exactly drink cheap wine. But still, it started to wear on me. Every gift I gave her was met with complaints, too small, too cheap. Nothing ever seemed to be enough. Despite all that, I held on to the hope that we could still save our relationship, especially after we found out she was pregnant. But everything changed the day I came home early. Linda had the day off, and when I walked into the house, I heard her talking to someone in the kitchen. They didn't hear me come in, so I decided to quietly change in the bedroom and not interrupt their conversation. At first, I wasn't really paying attention, but then the topic turned to our baby. Irene, what am I supposed to do? Chris thinks it's his kid, but what if William doesn't want a divorce? Linda was saying. Irene replied, I don't get why you're overthinking this. Just tell him the truth. Linda hesitated. Well, if William gets a divorce, I'll tell him. Are you sure it's Chris's child? Linda's answer was casual. Of course. You remember how he was hitting on me at that corporate party. I don't know. I wouldn't bet on a divorce, Irene said uncertainly. At that point, I'd had enough. I stepped into the kitchen and both of them went dead quiet. Linda's face turned so red I swear it looked like it might explode. Well, look who's back, I said. When I saw Linda in my office, Irene, her colleague, quickly made herself scarce. Come on, tell me what's going on, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. And then she started spilling everything. How her boss had come on to her at the corporate party, how they'd ended up partying in the sauna, and how he promised her he'd divorce his wife. Of course, she said the kid was his. Listen, we've got nothing left to talk about. The apartment, the car. All of it is mine, bought before we even got married. So pack your bags and go back to where you've been. Sleeping with your boss. We were officially divorced within a month, and for months after that, I completely forgot about her. At first it was tough. Years of living together don't just disappear overnight. But little by little I got back to my life. I lived like a bachelor, focused on work, and even got promoted. I actually started feeling good about the divorce. It was like my life was finally moving forward. Then 4 months later, Linda showed up again, right at work no less. I walked into my office after lunch, and there she was, pregnant, mascara running down her face, looking like a mess. What do you want? I asked, already irritated. I didn't expect her to be stupid enough to come back into my life, I thought, but I had to stay calm. I'm at work, Linda. Please don't be mad. We've been through a lot together and I'm carrying your baby. Really? I replied. Because that's not what you were saying in the kitchen. Oh, I was an idiot. I was upset with you and, well, hormones. You know how it is. I shook my head, not buying it. Linda, when you were with him in the boss's office, you didn't think about me. And now? Forget it. I'm done. I'm not falling for your tricks anymore. I said it all very firmly, almost like I was talking to a subordinate. She tried to backpedal. But I never asked for anything during the divorce. Not even the judge or your lawyers could figure out what I wanted. Yeah, well, that's your problem now, I said, taking control. Here's what's going to happen. You're leaving now, and you're not coming back. This is all mine. I'll help with the kid if I have to, but we're not living together again. If you decide to have the baby, we'll do a DNA test and see what comes up. What followed was a massive scene that dragged on for weeks, stirring up drama in the office. After some time, she gave birth and of course, the DNA test proved the child wasn't mine. I blocked her on everything. No more calls, no more drama. Sometimes she tried to reach me, crying on the phone. It turned out that William, her boss, gave her some money and sent her packing. He fired her. Of course he paid for the DNA test to confirm he was the father, but he was smart about it. He didn't pay a dime in alimony. He denied the child, never spoke to him again. I have no idea what happened to Linda after that. But when I met a new woman, I realized that everything that happened, even the betrayal, was for the best. So guys, if you all liked today's story, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you for watching.